Welcome back to another video on 21st Century Opinion with us.
This is your boy, Johnny Boy, the great Abu Gandhi. Back at you this week. What's your name again?
My name is whatever you want to call me, but I prefer to be called Emmy.
That's her name, people.
And his name is Poopy Head. That's what I call him. Thank you for tuning back in to watch another video with us. If you have not subscribed yet, hit the subscribe button right there. And if you have not seen our last videos, please go ahead and check out our last videos.
Stay tuned to the end of this video for Inspiring Johnny, brought to you by Inspiring Johnny. This is the best segment of this show.
Whatever. What are we talking about for today?
I don't know, I thought it was your topic.
Okay. For today's video, we will be talking about the reason, or I don't know, we will be discussing why is it that why is it that men don't have a say on abortion? They can't decide if a woman should abort their kid or not, but they don't have a say on child support. When it comes to men getting child support, it's like, well, you did the deed, you gotta pay the price. But then the woman could decide, like, I don't want to keep the kid, I'm gonna get rid of it, and it's her body, she gets to do whatever she wants with it. That's the topic for today.
So basically, in short English, the topic is, why do men have to pay abortion when they don't have a say on...
Why do men have to pay for child support when they don't have a say on abortion?
Well, I like the pay for abortion part. But anyway...
They don't have to pay for abortion. But since it's my topic, then you get to go first. Let's hear your opinion.
What? That's how it works?
Get to it.
Wow. I actually have no opinion about that. But anyway, yeah, I think the reason why like men faces child support as opposed to the women, yes, I do understand it's a system that's not fair, right? Because I mean, I guess if you go to trial, I think one of the questions the judge should have asked or something. I don't know if they do. I've never been to trial. Maybe, hopefully not one day. I will never be there. But I think one question should have been like, yo, did you really want to have kids? Like, if you never wanted to have kids to begin with, right? And then you find yourself in a position where you don't even like the woman. It was a one-night stand. And then now you have to pay child support. Don't get me wrong, I think you should still take care of your kid even if you didn't want that kid, right? But I think for a guy that doesn't have and don't even like that girl, if he had no say, I think he shouldn't have to pay child support, right? Against his will, if he had no say on abortion. But don't get me wrong, I think part of the reason being, right, for example, like, you guys, everybody got mad when Texas or Alabama, one of those states, passed one of those laws that's like, oh, you cannot have an abortion, whatever, right? So part of the nobody whatsoever thought about like, oh yeah, it's good for the men or whatever, like men that will pay child support or whatnot, men that don't want to have kids. They instantly thought about how, oh yeah, it's the female's body, it's the female's choice, they should be able to do whatever they want, which I completely agree with, right? So in that sense, that's where it comes from, where you have no say and still have to pay child support. I don't think it's okay for a man to be like, oh, I know I just done messed up and got you pregnant, but you have to get rid of the kid. I don't think you should have that say. But I think, you know, there should be some common grounds. Or
I think if a man asks you like to have an abortion and you decide not to have it, you decide to keep your kid, you shouldn't be able to like force him to pay child support. You know what I mean? Just the same way, if a man wanted you to have an abortion and you wanted to keep the kid, he doesn't have a say in it. Like, it should either be, if a man asks you to have an abortion, you decide to keep the child, then you can't force that man to pay child support. Or if a man wants you to keep his kid, that's his kid, you keep the kid. That's the only way it's fair. You can force him to pay child support. I forgot what I was saying. And that's the only way it's fair. You can't force a man to pay child support if he doesn't want you to keep the kid. And the other way around, if a woman decided to keep the kid, if a woman decides like, I'm gonna keep my child regardless of what you say. You can't take me to court for child support. Like as long as I could like prove to we go to court, we decide like, all right, she doesn't want to have an abortion. I don't want nothing to do with the kid, so you take care of the kid on your own.
Well, I think it's an issue to like it shouldn't just be straight like that, right? If you try to make your presence, you just don't have enough, and the girl is just being grumpy, which is what 90% of child support are. They just jealous and want to make you pay for whatever reason. If it's just for that reason and you ask for an abortion, I don't think you should pay. But you can ask for an abortion and still have to pay child support, right? Because at the end of the day, that's still your kid. At the end of the day, that's still you that paying for protection. At the end of the day, you wasn't careful. At the end of the day, you didn't know who you was getting in a relation with.
But that's the thing.
At the end of the day, that's your kid.
But that's the point.
It doesn't matter whether that woman did the abortion. I don't agree with the fact that you should, like, for example, if the men want to now, that's basically you giving the men the power to control the women's body, which is what I think most of you guys will disagree with.
But what if, because if let's say if a man wants a woman to have an abortion, right? It's her body. She does whatever she wants with it. She doesn't have to have an abortion. If a man doesn't want her to have an abortion, like you carrying my kid, I want you to keep my kid. I think even though if the man gets you pregnant, just the fact that he doesn't have a say in whether you keep the kid or not, he has to pay child support. If you choose to keep it, he should have a say in you deciding not to keep the kid. You know what I mean?
So for example, do you think if New York State were to be right now, if you get pregnant for the next 5 years, we're gonna pass a law. If you got pregnant, you either get an abortion or we ain't giving you no financial support. Let's say you do need the state financial support, right? Mm-hmm. And then they're like, yo, if you get pregnant, we're not gonna support your kid. You either get an abortion, and if you have that kid, you're on your own. How would you feel about that?
I'm on my own. I mean, personally,
I'm saying most of you guys would have revolted. It was like, yo, that's suppression. That's you don't want us to have kids. It's the same thing the government does, bro. They give you so much incentive, whatever that word is, incentive when they want you to have kids. For example, they want the population to grow. They like offer all this tax re-up and everything when you have kids. They give you a desire to have kids. And when they don't want you to have kids, they punish you for having kids. It's the same thing. If the law permits the men to punish you for having a kid that the men didn't want, then that's the men technically controlling your body, which shouldn't be true. Then again, I think child support is way vague. It is way too vague and needs some work. I'm not a politician. I don't know how to work it out. But that right there, the men have a say in whether you get an abortion or not. I think, like, for example, like if I'm with you right now, right? Mm-hmm. You know my situation and you got pregnant, I ask you to have an abortion. Like, I don't think you have an issue doing it because you know where I'm at, you know why, because when in an actual relationship, you actually love me, right? I think. In cases like that, if the women don't care about you, like I'm saying, man, and don't get me wrong too, we brought that up on ourselves as men, right? Why do you think the female, in most cases, sometimes the men make female pay child support too, but in most cases, why do you think male get charged with child support? Because like you can always count on the mother to be there for the child, where you have a lot of men that don't show up and take care of their kids. At the end of the day, it's your kid. Now, let's say back in 2000 never, if you guys never started abandoning your kids, that would have never been a freaking law to begin with, right? It's because some of you guys are deadbeat. Like, I understand you don't have. I might not have, but if I have $2, I'll give a penny for my kid. You don't. That's not a lot. I wasn't being literal, but I think it's something we brought up on ourselves, and now if we're paying for it, so what? We are paying for it. Now, once we start getting better and show that we're gonna be there for our kids, whatever, no matter what, hey, it's mostly men that's making the laws, right? I mean, they can change it in a heartbeat if they want to.
My point is, a man should have a say over whether or not his kid get aborted or not. If he doesn't have a say on whether or not to pay for child support. If it's like, yeah, I'm keeping the kid, you have to pay for child support, you have no choice whether you wanted it or not, I should have a men should have a say if they decide to want the child. Whether it's like, yeah, I'm gonna give birth to the kid and ditch the kid and never see it again, leave it with you. But it shouldn't be like, my body, my kid, I do whatever I want with it. And then when the roles are switched, it's like, oh no, it's your kid, you have to pay for it. You made a mistake, you have to pay for it. Like, if a man decides like they want to keep the child, they should have a say, and like the woman just carrying the kid for 9 months just for that man. I just think it would be fair.
And in conclusion, I believe that the laws shouldn't be more biased towards women when in the child support case, where almost automatically the man gets the child support. I think it should be there should be a change of law and more in-depth investigation whether the men could support a kid, whether the men wanted a kid to begin with. Like, that's all the factors that they should look into when they're charging for child support. Like, if a man is not financially stable or never wanted the kid, if you was gonna charge them 20%, might as well just charge them 5%, because they still have to account for them for the action or mistake or whatever you want to call it.
Now, I'm okay with the laws for child support. I don't have a problem with
the
them.
law need to be changed a little bit, so they
Men
can.
should have a say.
You need to give the men a little bit break, especially if they never wanted that kid, right? That I can agree with. Because like right now, if you want to charge me for child support, whether I wanted that kid or not, I'm still gonna pay that 20% of my paycheck or something. I'm saying, if I never wanted that kid and you know I was a broke motherfucker, and then you still let me put a kid in you, and I'm telling you to abort the kid, you didn't, and I can prove that I did that. I was saying all this throughout the pregnancy. When the law permitted you to abort the kid, then the judge should give me a break, because I never wanted it, but I should still pay because that's still my blood. Anyway, that's all I had.
You had a lot to say for someone who didn't have an opinion, but I hope you guys understand what I'm saying. Like, a man should decide, I don't want you to get rid of my child, I want you to carry my child for 9 months, 10 months, however long it takes, and then you just give it to me when you're done. Mm-hmm. Instead of being like, nope, my body, I do whatever I want, but then when you're done having the kid, it was no longer your body. You decide to keep the kid. It's like, I'm gonna press you for child support. Anyways, let's get into
Inspiring Journey. This is the part of the show where you get inspired and you go about your life for the next week until you see us again.
What you got for us today?
Ask first. Johnny. It is my session. It is my show.
It ain't even your session.
I ended, right? So I'm the main event here.
Okay.
The name is Inspiring Johnny, not Inspiring Annie. You want something for me to
for
do first?
Today?
Invent your own thing.
Whatever. Stop talking. What I have for you for today is, I actually don't have anything to say today, but for my inspirational quote of the day, or for my blah 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 for today, I am gonna say to I have nothing to say. Go ahead.
Anyway, I'm gonna take that as a L for her. So I wanna hit you guys with this. If you are not my friend, and I don't know that, you're not my friend. Better word, if you are my enemy, and I don't know that you're my enemy, then you're the enemy of yourself. You're stressing yourself, not me, right? So stop letting people control your life. If you hate me, and I have no idea, and I don't even know you exist, that's you thinking about me every single second of the day, bro. And I'm not even thinking about you one bit. That's you losing here, not me. So stop being enemy. Stop
Stop
disliking
beefing
people.
with yourself. Stop beefing with yourself.
Disliking people that doesn't even know you exist. Don't do it. All right. Moving with your life. If you have someone you hate right now, if you have someone you do not like, if you're scrolling to Facebook right now, you're like, that girl again. Dude, you have a problem with yourself. The person don't even know you exist. All right. So just that's one key to happiness, bro. Don't put unwanted
Stressed on yourself.
Thank you very much.
I know it's difficult to like to pick, you don't pick and choose who you don't like. Like your
yeah,
mind,
you do. Yeah,
your
you
mind
do.
does what it wants. But at the same time, like you have to put an effort not to dislike somebody, right? Like you have to think about it. Like you just did this that annoyed me. Come on, like.
Exactly. You see me the way I roll, bro. If you do something to me that I do not like, or if I have you on social media, you're doing things that I don't like.
I just block you.
Exactly. Just remove.
You just say one. You say one stupid shit I disagree with. I literally you push one stupid shit I don't agree with. I'll just block you. I don't have to see your dumb opinion again.
Exactly.
That's it. And I don't even remember I blocked you because you
I never knew you in my life. So
instead of me like looking at every single post that you post and like stressing about it, like, oh my gosh, this person said this dumb shit again, just block you.
Exactly. So
it takes more energy to dislike somebody than it does to
like somebody of
not worry about them.
Exactly. So stop spending your energy in places where they're not wanted. Anyway,
I hope you guys noticed that his little inspirational moment was my inspirational moment.
Sure, that's what I'm say. Anyway, thank you for tuning back into.
No, you sound boring. Thank you for tuning back in to watch another video with us. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the share button and share it with your friends, your mom, your sister, your brothers. And we'll see you next week. Peace.
And if you need someone to share it with, you could just share it with me. I'll help you watch it.